Hi, this is Michael Dennis. Welcome to part 2 of my series, 12 keys, 7 scale shapes. So today I'll be covering the key of B flat, the Mixolydian shape, and the key of E flat, the Dorian shape. So there'll be a PDF linked in the description below the video. So I guess I'll just start off today. I'll just play through that first scale pattern, the key of B flat. So Mixolydian. So I'm calling it Mixolydian with the assumption that we're in the key of B flat, but I'm starting on an F note. And in this particular example, I will use an F13 vamp with the looper as part of the lesson structure. So I'll start off note names F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, C, C, D, E flat, F, G, A. So in this particular system of scales, I'm doubling the note on the third string and the second string. So I think different people talk about this. Zach Wilde, Jack Grassel, I think Berklee School of Music does some of these same scales. Okay, backwards, A, G, F, E flat, D, C, C, B flat, A, G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat, A, G, F. Okay. And then what I'll do for the improvising, since I'm playing on the Foster 7 string, it's a longer scale, and also my loops were created in this position. So I'm just going to take this scale and move it up for the improv section. So I'll say the note names one direction, but not in the next direction. So F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, C, C, D, E flat, F, G, A. And I'll just play down the scale. Okay. So key of B flat. So then my loop is going to be based around like an F13 chord. So it's essentially key of B flat, Mixolydian. So the loop is something like that. So just a F13 chord, and then I'm kind of playing just sort of a typical, root, fifth, flat 7, root, a typical kind of line that you would hear. So let's go ahead. I'll put the loop on. You can listen to it, and then we'll talk about some improvising ideas. Okay, I'll just start off. I'm just going to play through the scale here. Okay, back down. Okay, so how about to start off today, I think in my last video I was talking about kind of taking these big patterns and maybe breaking it up into, say 2-string groupings. So we have a C, D, E flat. Now the interesting thing about this, I've talked about this in my other videos, these hexatonic scales, C, D, E flat, F, G, A. Very, very convenient to use. You'll notice that if you take the outer notes, C, E flat, F, A, is an F7 Arpeggio. So all these, anytime you have you have some kind of dominant 7th chord as the outer note. So how about I'll do a little bit with this F7th chord. Now, since I'm playing the 13 and the 9 are really good, so sometimes I'll play the arpeggio, and then sometimes I'll land on the G there. So, and then I think one other quick device, I'll just play a little half bend. So you might be noticing in my recent videos on this guitar, I'm not doing a lot of bending because I have 11 gauge strings on, so they're not the easiest to bend. So I might do a little bit with maybe some half step bendings, but not a lot of whole step bending, mostly doing slides. So here comes, I'll just kind of play on those top 2 strings. Okay, here's that arpeggio. I'll keep on going down the scale. Okay, so what happens there? E flat, G, A, C is an A minor 7 flat 5 chord. A, C, E flat, G. So that's kind of a nice substitute for that F dominant chord. So I kind of combined the F, A, C, E flat, and then the A, C, E flat, G, and then I added in some other notes here. Okay, how about next? This is something I used to use when I used to do a lot of kind of funk fusion gigs back in the day. We do a lot of vamps, F7, F9. So I kind of discovered this convenient shape pattern: F, A, C, E flat, G. All right, so that's an F7 arpeggio, F9 arpeggio, F. And then you can maybe do a sweep there. So up, down, up, up. Let's see what that sounds. I'll do that. And then I mostly kind of stick on the sort of the bottom, say 3 or 4 strings. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so you can see how this is a particular style, different style of playing. All right, so how about maybe I'll do another concept here. So one of the things I used to talk about a lot when I would teach guitar lessons, and I've talked about this before, is extracting out different pentatonics from the key. So in the key of B flat, you have different minor, major pentatonics. So here you have C minor pentatonic. You know, that would be built on the 2. So you have right here B flat C, E flat F G, B flat C, backwards C B flat, G, F, E flat, C, And then you also have this convenient blues note. Okay, so I'll just do some improvising. C minor pentatonic, C blues scale, just playing over this F13 vamp. So the principle is you're building the minor pentatonic or the blues scale on the 5th of the dominant 7th, 9th, or 13th chord. I'll do some chromatic fill-ins here. I'll go a little faster here. That's something I talked about in one of my recent videos. I'll just talk about I'll just do one of these. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 notes that I'm outlining that scale. So the strategy is to come up with 8 eighth notes or 8 16th notes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So see how I did that? And then I did the same pattern here. One more time on that. Right. So then there's like 4 different permutations of those. Maybe what I'll do is I'll link that video in the description below, so you can look at some of those. And there's a PDF that I have of those. Okay. So that's a couple of different concepts there. So now what I'll do next is I'll do kind of the same thing I did in the previous video. So after kind of linking the next one down from this. So from Mixolydian, the next shape down is E flat Lydian. So this was the same shape that I did in the previous video. So I'll just kind of spell those notes. So E flat F G, A B flat C, D E flat F, G A B flat, doubling B flat C D, F G A. Backwards A G F, D C B flat, B flat A G, F E flat D, C B flat A, and then G F E flat. So this is, like I said, this is exactly the same pattern that I did in part 1. Okay, so I think what I'll do to start, I'll put the looper on. I'll just kind of play up and down the pattern, and just kind of see what occurs to me, what might be some interesting concepts to look at here. Here's our loop. Okay, just coming up this Lydian shape. So still key of B flat, but I'm starting on the E flat to 4. 2, 3, 4. Back down the scale. Okay, so there's the thing I was talking about earlier. So this E flat, G, A, B flat is also available here. E flat, G, A. Out of that pattern. So that's one concept. So that's a pretty convenient pattern right there. So I'm kind of playing off of the B flat scale in there, but I'm kind of targeting for that A note. So it's just a B flat scale. But I'm landing back on A. So I guess you could call that Locrian if you wanted to. So I'll just kind of play a couple little licks out of there, kind of going from A to A in that position. Okay, it's kind of got a little ditty there. Okay, how about so this video doesn't get too long because I want to get to the key of E flat. How about next? I'll just kind of extract out C minor pentatonic from this pattern. So you have B, C, E flat, F, G. So and then you also have the blues scale. Okay, so that's exactly the same thing I did here. Okay, I'll just do some licks out of this C minor, and I think I also might throw in this note here. Right, so this is just a concept. I think Pat Martini used to talk about this. It's not how many chords you use, it's how many ways you know how to use the same chord. So if you know how to use your C minor pentatonic, over C minor blues. You know how to use it over a F13 chord. You know how to use it out of a A flat major 7 chord, and so on. You get a lot more usage out of the same note. So this is I think this is a really cool way to play. You're playing an F dominant chord, F7 dominant, but then you're playing C minor licks. Let's see what this sounds like. There's that same kind of chromatic. That same concept I was talking about earlier. Okay, all right. So throw in some kind of bluesy bends there. All right. So I think that's enough for that. Okay. So now I'm going to go on to the key of E flat. So I'm calling this the Dorian shape. So I'll just kind of play through, say these notes, play through them: F G A flat, B flat C D, E flat F G, A flat B flat C. So doubling here: C D E flat, and then F G A flat. Okay, backwards: A flat G F, E flat D C, C B flat A, G F E flat, D C B flat, and then A flat G F. Okay, so there's a lot of different fingerings that you can do here. So depending on your hand size and what kind of guitar you're playing on and things like that. So let me see if there's anything I want to talk about there. I guess not. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that scale. I'll do the same thing. I'll say the note names ascending but not descending. So F G A flat, B flat C D, E flat F G, A flat B flat C, C D E flat, and then F G A flat. Backwards. Okay, so right off the bat, you might notice a very convenient F minor pentatonic. All right, so that's a good thing to be able to do, is to be able to extract out these various pentatonics. Okay, so the loop that I came up with here for this one is I've been trying to use these low notes of the 7 string. So it's like a C minor chord, 3, 4, F minor 7 chord, G minor 7 chord. So that does that 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, F minor, G minor 7. One more time, C minor 7, F minor 7, G minor 7, and then now the 4th time to turn it all around, C minor 7, 2, 3, 4, F minor 7, and then I'm going to G7, sharp 5 or flat 13, depending on how you want to think about it. So that's the loop. So I'll go ahead and just kind of play those chords along with the loop, just so you can get a sense of what the loop sounds like. Here it comes. F minor, C minor. Here's the turnaround. Okay. So we'll talk a little bit about that G dominant chord. I'll throw in some other devices that you can use for that. So I think what I'll do to start with, I'm just going to kind of just sort of play through the scale. Obviously, I'm kind of, so this is key of E flat, Dorian shape, but I'm really essentially playing kind of like a C minor, so like the natural minor. So the idea with these shapes, I'm just using this as a system to present the scale positions, but then how you use them is up to your imagination. Like, Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. So I'll go ahead and just kind of play up and down the scale, and then I'll see if I can pull out a couple improvising ideas that I can share with you. So there's many concepts that you can do here. So let's maybe start off with, so I'll just play some C minor. So that's going to be for the first chord, and then for the F minor. So maybe I could do a little bit more with some bending here, since these are halves. For the C chord. Now the interesting thing here, I'm just going to that G minor chord is really only coming for like a beat and a half. So interestingly, so I can land on the D note or the G note. So those are both a part of that chord. Interestingly, I'll talk about this. There's your hexatonic shape. It just so happens that's an F minor 7th arpeggio. So maybe I'll try throwing some of that in. So let's just kind of see what I can do just with these six notes: C minor, F minor, G minor, and with some bends. So this is sometimes a good way to practice, is to not try to use like a whole scale pattern like this, but just see what you can get out of minimal material. Here it comes. See what. F minor, C minor, okay. Let's see where I want to go next with this. Okay, how about I'll do something kind of similar to what I did in the last progression. So I'll pull out C minor pentatonic, B flat C, E flat F G, B flat C. Actually, no, I'll just do a small one. So B flat C, E flat F G. So for the C minor, and then for the F minor, E flat F, A flat, B flat C. And then maybe what I'll do, maybe I'll slide up to that G when it goes to that G chord. Okay, so I'll just do that, and then when it gets to the final turnaround chord, I might just do some kind of little scale thing. So C minor pentatonic on the C, F minor pentatonic on the F, and then whenever I say pentatonic, just realize you can throw in that blues note. Here it comes. C. F. C minor. F minor. C. Okay, so notice I'm just kind of ignoring that G minor and just like letting it go by. So that's sometimes a good strategy. You don't have to like nail every single chord change every single time. Even when you're playing jazz, you can just kind of let some chords go by. All right, how about next thing I'll do before I move to another position like I have been doing, I'll just talk about a concept that I think is really interesting. So when it goes to that G, dominant chord, you can play A flat, E flat, C flat. So you can play an A flat minor arpeggio. So that's essentially what they would call an altered sound. So there's your G7, sharp 5, and then there's your flat. So and then maybe resolve up to there. Okay, so I think for this one, I'll kind of play off of the C, F, using some of the concepts I've been talking about, and then when it gets to that very last G7, I'll just say G7 altered, and you'll listen for that. altered. Done. C minor, F minor, C minor, F, C, altered. Okay. All right, so that's just another concept that you can play around with. Okay, so now what I'll do to expand out this position, so kind of like what I did in the previous video. So if I'm on Dorian, so the next one up from that will be the Phrygian, and as I pointed out in the previous video, that's just a typical caged position. So I'll do it so down here. So we're in the key of E flat, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. Backwards, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat, A flat, F, A flat, G, F, E flat, D, C, and then B flat, A flat, G. So typical Phrygian sound. And then I'll move that up the octave. I'll say the notes ascending but not descending. So G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. And as I've pointed out in the previous video, so you can kind of, combine these together, and to create your solos, and just to kind of create some different melodic ideas. Now, it just so happens that this Phrygian shape, which that'll come later in my series, has some really convenient licks and patterns that fall into the fingers pretty well. So my C minor chord, C, E flat, G, B flat. That's very convenient there. Then for the F minor, you have that A flat major 7th arpeggio. Or you can also throw in the F here, F. Okay, so C minor, F minor, A flat. Okay, and then maybe when it goes, yeah, I'll kind of throw in some scale notes, and then when it goes to the G dominant, I can either do that, or you also have you can extract out G minor pentatonic here, just your typical blues box. And there's your F minor right there. Okay, so I'll do C. Okay, for this example, C minor 7. C minor arpeggio, and then I'll use like A flat major 7th arpeggio for the F minor, and then for the G, I'll either play like a scale thing, or for the last chord I'll play that altered device. Okay, here we go. C minor, A flat, C minor. Altered. Here, F for the F. That's just a couple ideas with that C minor, and then you have this kind of what I sometimes would call an extended arpeggio: F, A flat, C, E flat, G, B flat. So it's like an F minor 11. So that's kind of a cool sound. That would actually be interesting. I haven't talked about this for a while in my videos. Kind of playing the same thing over both the 1 chord and the 4 chord. So it's just kind of for giggles. Let's just see what that sounds like. that A flat sounds kind of weird there. So you would have to kind of, and then just maybe throw in the A flat only on the F minor chord. All right. So is there anything else I wanted to play out of here? So you can, and then obviously you can combine these two. And then and so on, so like that. Okay, I think I've covered enough content here, so you can kind of play around with these ideas. And obviously they're all movable. So everything is movable, just like I've talked about before. So I think how about I'll just kind of I'll combine this F Dorian. And then I'll throw in some pentatonic, and then some of that altered stuff. I'll just kind of freely improvise a little bit over this Dorian shape. How about to end off the video, I'll do like what I did last time. I said I'll pause the loop, so I'll just do a freeform on the F13 loop, and then I'll do a freeform improvisation on the C minor loop. Okay, well, thanks for listening, watching the video, and have some fun, working with these concepts, kind of moving them to different keys that you're, maybe feel more comfortable with or more relevant to what you're trying to create, and then see what happens. Okay, thanks for watching.